right, now we want to talk about the big temperature swings that some people are going to be seeing, especially out in the Northeast. We want to go out to our great friends over at Fox Weather to break it all down. Bayne Froney joining us here with a breakdown.
Hey, you know, the thing is, it feels like here in the Northeast, the winter, it's been pretty brutal, but it's going to get a whole lot worse as we move into the next few hours. I mean, by the time we get into Sunday early morning, we're going to have wind chills in the -20s, maybe even close to the -30s. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the setup here first, because right now we actually have a clipper system that's rolling through. I mean, it's impacting as far south as West Virginia and Virginia with some snow. We could see a decent amount of snow totals throughout these areas. This is now going to be impacting the Northeast as we get into the late hours tonight and overnight into tomorrow. We're talking widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow, but it really is going to be the winds that are the most impactful. We could potentially be dealing with some snow squalls, some low visibility on the roadways too. So even folks as early as this evening need to be on high alert throughout the Northeast because the travel impacts, they're going to be pretty messy. But on top of this too, the winds are coming in, and then we have that very Arctic air also making its way through. So you add the winds, you add the cold, and that's where we get the dangerous wind chills that are going to be impacting us Saturday and on Sunday. So kind of breaking it down for you here, we have this low pressure system that's going to be forming just off the coast and a high pressure system just behind it. When you have these lows and these highs, that pressure gradient, it gets really high, it gets really tight. And so that's why we end up seeing really strong winds. And I mean, we're talking 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts potentially impacting areas along the Northeast as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So you combine that with these very cold temperatures, not going to be very fun for a lot of folks. So looking into what we have going on, moving into your Saturday, I mean, our high temperatures are going to be Saturday night, and then they start to drop a lot. I mean, overnight, we'll be seeing those temps and throughout the day dropping even further. So really our highs in New York, we're going to be 10 degrees as we move into the beginning of the weekend. But again, Sunday is going to be the day to watch out for because that's when we have those negative wind chills and negative temperatures, just period. But cold weather alerts are all along the Northeast. At this point, we have extreme cold warnings for a big chunk of the Northeast. This also extends down pretty far south too, including D.C. and even parts of Virginia will also be getting in on the action here when it comes to those cold weather advisories. So something we're watching out for as we move throughout the next few days. So let's talk temperatures because, I mean, looking into what we have going on and for the rest of our evening here on our Friday, temperatures right now for a lot of folks, like in New York, 30 degrees. Still cold, but not bitterly cold. Temperatures in Albany, New York, 23 degrees as of right now. You'll start to see those temperatures dropping overnight, which is a norm, but the really Arctic cold air really starts to seep on through on our Saturday. I mean, looking into temperatures near Buffalo, 1 degree on your Saturday early morning, -2 by the time we get into Saturday morning in Watertown. Albany, New York, going to be in the single digits as well. We'll warm up a bit into the afternoon. New York probably getting into the teens as our highs for tomorrow. But I mean, as we get into the end of the day on Saturday and overnight into Sunday, temperatures are dropping to the single digits in New York. But with our wind chills, we're going to be feeling like -12 degrees. That is dangerous cold. I mean, at this point, if you're not bundled up properly, if you don't have enough layers on, or if you have any of that exposed skin that's going to be out in this cold for long periods of time, you are risking the possibility of frostbite, hypothermia. These are how dangerous these temperatures will be. And of course, it's not just New York City that's going to be feeling these impacts. I mean, looking into Sunday morning, Scranton, -2 degrees. That's without the wind chills. That's just the temperature right now. -7 in Albany, New York. 5 degrees in Boston. Burlington, Vermont, also going to be in the negatives to start off the day. And then we have the wind gust on top of this. I mean, we are talking 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. This is not going to feel good. I mean, these are going to be some really strong, impactful winds, especially along the coast. There will be times that we'll see wind gusts even stronger than this. I mean, closer to 40 to 50 miles per hour, which, I mean, we'll also have a wind advisories in place. So it's not just the cold we got to worry about, but it's also the possibility of dealing with power outages because these winds are so strong and the temperatures are just so darn cold. Now, wind chills, when we add in the wind chill factor, I mean, -12 in New York, that's what it's going to feel like in the city. -23 in Albany, New York. -25 in Watertown. Up towards Vermont, we're going to be in the teens as we move throughout the morning hours on Sunday. I mean, this is the day of the big game, so maybe a good idea to bundle up, stay indoors. I mean, if you need an excuse to sleep in and stay in bed, this is it, okay? In the Northeast, you don't need to be going out in this at all. And of course, the roads are also going to be a little bit on the slicker side of things, still from that clipper that moved through earlier this week. So that's going to be a little bit more impactful as well. Anything that falls, it's going to be sticking around for a while. It's not going to have warm enough temperatures to melt, at least for the first part of the work week. So moving into Monday, speaking of the beginning of the work week, it's not just going to be this weekend, but for folks that are also trying to head out to work, head out to school on Monday morning, you need to bundle up. Make sure the kiddos have the hats, the gloves, the jackets. Bundle them up a lot because, I mean, in Burlington, Vermont, our temperature is going to be -6 with the wind chill. The winds will be dying down a bit on Monday, but wind chills will still be in the negative teens there. Same goes over into Portland, Maine. 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts will be there, so we'll also have a wind chill of -7. Boston, 8 degrees is going to be your forecasted our low on Monday morning. -7 is what it's going to feel like for that Monday morning commute. So you need to be extra careful and extra vigilant and just trying to stay indoors as much as possible. The good news is this does not last too long. I mean, it's going to be a brutal weekend at the beginning of the week, but we will start to see those temperatures rebounding nicely to move into the rest of the work week. Let's take a look into New York. I mean, again, Sunday is going to be the hardest of the days. 17 is going to be our high on Sunday afternoon. We slowly start to warm back up. I know it's kind of crazy to think that mid-upper 30s is warm, but it is a warm-up compared to what we've been dealing with. On average, we're hitting around 40 degrees this time of year. So at least we're getting close to average, and we're getting above freezing for quite a few days into New York City area. Looking into Boston, same kind of thing. I mean, Boston's going to be pretty intense cold moving into Sunday, and even into Monday, our highs start to rebound a little bit. But again, those low temperatures, they will be cold in the morning hours on your Monday morning commute. And then we rebound again, mid-upper 30s on average. We're usually in the upper 30s this time of year. So things will improve once we get into the middle of the work week, but it is going to be a very brutal next couple of days. I mean, I've been saying it nonstop throughout this weather hit. You got to stay indoors. You got to make sure you're bundling up. Check in on your neighbors as well, and also prepare those emergency kits. Make sure you have blankets and food, water, just in case you do experience a power outage, because that is going to be a real possibility if we do end up seeing some of these power outages, and it's a widespread area where we could see that because of these high winds too. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Bayne. I mean, taking a look at those temperatures, I mean, this is a hunker down type of weekend. And you know, it's kind of perfect, though, because at least the Super Bowl is on Sunday. People are going to have something to watch.
Exactly. You can hang out, eat some food, make some hot cocoa, watch the game. It's kind of the perfect setup. Thank goodness it's happening mostly on the weekend, so not as many people have to be out and about heading to work.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Bayne, thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We always appreciate the weather updates from our great friends over at Fox Weather there. And you can always stream Fox Weather Winter Storm HQ, search Watch Fox Weather on any browser, and you can take a look at the great coverage there from our team at Fox Weather. All right, we'll take